we'll go ahead and get started. We've got kind of a full house. There's a couple seats up here, another seat here, a couple seats up here. Everybody can sneak in here. I think we got enough room. If you would, rise and join me. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance and Scout Oath and Scout Law to start. Scout salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you join me in the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. The Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. All right. So this is kind of a new thing for us all, so we'll see how it goes tonight, and we'll try this type of video conferencing for a couple months, and hopefully it goes well. You will be able to access this online, and I'll show you where to do that here a little later on. The first thing on our agenda, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Garrett Souson. I'm the district executive here in the Black Hills Area Council. I know there's some new faces in here. So feel free to introduce yourself afterwards, and I'd love to meet you. The first thing on our agenda, we have a couple volunteer opportunities, but I want to show you a couple new things on our website, on our council website. So our council website is blackhillsbsa.org, excuse me. And so we've started using a new email system. If you're not signed up, I'm going to show you where you can go access those previous emails, and where you can also go to sign up. So go to blackhillsbsa.org, and then over here on the far right side, let me switch to the PC mode here. Get this on there. There we go. Perfect. Over here on the far right side, there is a little place that says email updates. If you're not subscribed already, or if you're not getting our monthly newsletter from us, you can go to sign up for news right here. It'll bring you to this page where you can sign up. Once you sign up, you'll get a confirmation email, which you'll need to open up and confirm that you have a valid email address, just so we're not sending spam or anything like that. And then all the emails that we send are posted to our website. So if you miss an email, or if you haven't been getting emails the last couple months, you can go to past emails and access everything that we've sent out since the beginning of December. So if you missed something, you need to get those emails for some reason, that's the place where you can go to do that. The other new thing that we just put up on our council website today is where you'll be able to find all your roundtable information. If you notice, I didn't print out any flyers or booklets or anything. I printed an agenda for you all here this evening, but now everything is online, and it's in an easy place to find. So back to the home page of our website, under Council tab, there's a Rushmore District. It has some basic information there at the top, access to my email if you need to email me, and then every month we'll have a new section for all the roundtable information. So it'll have the roundtable agenda, it'll have all the flyers that we'll be going over, it'll have links to registration, which you'll see a little bit of here as we go through this evening. It has everything that you could want, everything that we'll be going over here at the roundtable. So we will no longer print stuff for you and put it in your roundtable folder. Just trying to be environmentally conscious, and I never know how many you print, you never know who's going to show up, so this will be the area that you can go to print all the flyers and get all that registration for everything. So that'll be how we do things going forward. So our first thing on the list tonight, the Rapid City Police Department came to me earlier in the week, and they presented me with an opportunity for our units to participate in their community garden. It is through the police department. We're not going to force you to do anything. They just wanted to make that available to you. They had mentioned that it would be kind of a once a month sort of thing, or a couple times a month to go there and participate, and you'd have a space where you can have a garden and teaching things to your units. And so if you're interested, please contact them, and they'll set you up. And then you can do whatever you want with the food that you grow. You can keep it and give it to your scouts. You can donate it to the food bank. You can donate it to the Cornerstone Mission. You can donate it to your church or your charter organization for them to do with whatever you want. So that's just an opportunity for y'all to have another community activity. And that flyer is online for you to view and the contact information on there. We have a guest with us this evening. Anna Quinn is from the Hope Center. She's the executive director there. And I'm going to turn it over to her. And she's going to talk a few minutes about what the Hope Center is and what exactly they do, and maybe some opportunities for service projects and things that they have going on. So, Anna, you can come on up, and I'll get you a camera on you here. Hopefully, there we go. Perfect. I can pass it out for you.
Well, like Garrett said, I am Anna Quinn. I'm the executive director at the Hope Center. Am I better back there? Okay.
That way they can see you.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. How many of you have heard of the Hope Center? Quite a few. Okay. Well, we are a day center in downtown Rapid, and we provide services to people without homes and people who are living in pretty extreme poverty. So quite a few services that we provide. Garrett gave me a 15-minute limit, so I'm going to talk fast. So the day center itself is just kind of a safe place for people to go during the day. Oftentimes they don't have anywhere else to go. So we give them a place to get out of the weather, a place to get services, support, and that sort of thing. So that's kind of the primary thing that we do. On top of that, we have a mail center. So we provide a permanent mailing address for people who either don't have an address or don't have a stable address. Right now, that service, we have 1,143 people that are getting their mail at the Hope Center. So a lot of people in Rapid are needing to use that. We actually have an Eagle Scout group right now that are building us a new mail center, which we're really excited for because we're using totes and tubs and file folders, and it's pretty terrible with 1,100 people.
And that group is our new venture crew here at the School of Mines that have kind of taken that on as their kind of pet project for the spring semester here.
Yeah. So with that, we also have the phone center. So same idea, they can use our phone number as their permanent phone number, get messages, make local and long distance calling. We do short and long-term storage, so people who are a little more transitional have a place to put their belongings and keep them safe. We do document storage, so we store birth certificates, social security cards, all those sort of things. Those are very easily lost and stolen items, and once they're gone, it's really hard to find employment, get services, that sort of thing. We do daily devotional. We are a faith-based organization, so we have daily devotion every morning just to kind of start the day out. We do advocacy services, which are basically relationship building, learning where people are at and what they need, and then working with them wherever they're at. We do a lot of community referrals. We do vouchers to the food bank, all the thrift stores in town, basically just getting people set up with any of the items that might help them. Once a week we have a gal who actually grew up homeless and was adopted as a teenager that comes in. She got her cosmetology license, and she comes in once a week and does haircuts for free. So that's something we've started recently. Once a month we do a free laundry night, which is actually going on right now, where we collect change around town, and then we offer free laundry at one of the laundromats in town for those who can't afford to do their laundry. We give out lots of personal care items, hygiene kits, socks, toilet paper, laundry soap, feminine hygiene products, basically anything that somebody might have a hard time getting. We do lots of different weekly learning opportunities. We've got computer class, reading and arts and crafts class. We do Alcoholics Anonymous. We do a lifelong learning, which is life skills, various things like resume building and stuff like that. We've got a talking circle, which is kind of a support group for individuals just to come and talk about whatever they want to talk about, and get some peer support through that. And then hopefully in May, the Leadership Rapid City Class of 2014 is installing a laundry room in our building. So then we'll be able to offer laundry services during our business hours. So that is a really fast nutshell of what we do. So I guess as far as we go, in ways that you guys could help, lots of different ways. On the handout there's kind of a list that I came up with, but we love volunteers. We have 4 paid staff. Otherwise, we run completely on volunteers. Last month, we served over 2,500 people. And so, our volunteers are very crucial to us being able to do everything we do. Donating the critical items, having a drive to gather items. I know Garrett had mentioned maybe a coat drive or something like that, which would be great. And any ideas that would improve what we're already doing, making what we're already doing more efficient. We love new ideas. We love things that are going to, give us kind of a step up in what we're doing with our guests and helping them. One example that I gave Garrett the other day was a couple years ago we had a Girl Scout who, for one of her projects, developed a sewing class. So she did the fundraiser, was able to buy sewing machines and all the items, and so now, and she staffed it, and so there's volunteers, so once a week we have a sewing class where people can come in and mend their clothes, they can make backpacks, ID holders, stuff like that, and it's been going strong for a couple of years. She's a senior in high school now, and she got it all going, and now we have this really great thing that we're able to offer, and so, we're open to ideas, and we like new stuff, so. On the page I hand out is all of our contact information and our mission, so a lot of stuff's on our website if you're interested in more information, and I'm really good about responding to emails, so if you have any questions, I'm happy to do that, and yeah, that's my fast talk.
That was even better than 15 minutes.
Yeah,
This kind of stemmed out of last roundtable. We had a gentleman who had brought up the coat drive, and so is that something that we are interested in doing a council-wide kind of coat drive to help support them, or it doesn't have to be necessarily a coat drive, it can be other things. He had just mentioned that, and so that's why I asked Anna to come and talk about what the Hope Center is, and just give everybody a better idea of what they do and the things that. What are y'all chuckling about over here? Because I'm out of the screen. I'm only partially in the screen there. Anyway, so something to think about if anybody has thoughts or has ever done a type of drive like that and organize something like that. I don't personally have experience in that, but it's something that we can definitely think about if we want to do that as a council-wide activity to kind of raise some awareness and some supplies for the Hope Center. So, any thoughts, questions? Go ahead.
My church often does a drive, probably every year for different things. And my Cub Scouts are part of our church organization. So that would be a very easy thing for us to do if we just had a list of maybe your main items you're looking for. We could certainly work on that.
Yeah, definitely. We send out a newsletter every month that has our needs list on it. So if you're interested in getting that, just shoot me an email and I'll add you to our mailing list. And then, that goes out every month, the first couple weeks of the month. Some other things in terms of a drive. We always give out blankets and sleeping bags for those individuals that might be sleeping on the street, sleeping in their cars. We oftentimes see people who are in homes get their power shut off, and so it gets chilly. So that's something else. We do all the warm winter items, so hats, coats, scarves, gloves, snow pants, snow boots, blankets, sleeping bags. So there's a lot of different things that we give out to make sure people are, as safe as they can be while they're out there. So.
Do you provide any meals?
We don't. None of the services that we provide are duplicated. So the Cornerstone Mission provides 3 meals a day, and so they're able to go there for meals. We do provide snacks throughout the day, breakfast bars and stuff like that. We've always got coffee, but otherwise we let the mission do the meal part. So, yeah.
I was thinking that when I was in Kiwanis back in high school, we did a canned food drive. Maybe we could do canned food drives on a monthly basis. I don't want. I'm semi-retired, so I don't have a job right now. So I'm a general contractor, remodel contractor. If anybody needs anything done, but maybe we could do a food drive on a monthly basis and store it at your place, and then guys could come and chili beans or something like that, and maybe we could collect old camping equipment, camp stoves, so that the guys that are in their cars, a camp stove, percolate coffee, just like you're camping. And I've done a lot of that in my time when I was younger. And you have a camp stove, you have coffee, and you can actually warm yourself with a camp stove in a van. I used to do that a lot. So, things like that, and I'd like to get a hold of you and do some volunteering.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, and with the canned foods and stuff, we do keep a small supply of food on hand. We have a microwave, so that's about the only food we provide is what can be heated. But for those who, might be between food stamps or between food bank vouchers or can't go to the mission for various reasons, we do keep a little bit of food on hand, and it's, like canned soup and stuff like that.
Maybe
that can be
propane tanks or
easily.
something. I know the Salvation Army when I was in Williston, that a couple years ago, they handed out vouchers for propane tanks. So you buy a propane tank, you put a little thing on top of it, this big, and it heats your whole trailer or a whole room. And you get a voucher or gas vouchers from the Salvation Army. So, and I got a lot of clothes to donate, so I would like to give them to somebody. I usually work for the Salvation Army, but we're ready to do this stuff. It's good stuff. My father's clothing and good, quality stuff.
Awesome.
It doesn't fit me.
Any other thoughts on any of that? Yeah, perfect. Thank you for coming, Anna.
Yeah, thank you guys.
A lot of stuff there.
I'm gonna head out. You guys have a good meeting.
Thank you.
All right, so where's my screen go? All right, so on the agenda here is our Council Service Center and Scout Shop closings. We will be closed this coming Monday for President's Day, and then our next closing is April 3rd for Good Friday, right before Easter, and then May 25th for Memorial Day, and those are all posted on our council website and council calendar. Moving right along, we have the results from the Klondike Derby and fishing tournament. Thank you everyone who came. I had a great time. I did the fire building station and I had a blast. I know we've gotten some good feedback from people. One of the things that people didn't particularly like was we didn't have an opening or closing ceremony to kind of start and end the day, and that's something we've addressed and we will take into consideration for next year, and that will be put in place. So, any comments on how the Klondike Derby went? Any suggestions on how we could make it better? Jamie Cox has agreed to be our chair for the event next year, tentatively. And so, if you have anything, you can pass it along to him. Anything on Klondike Derby? I do have some certificates for some people who didn't get them at the Klondike Derby. And so I will have those up here at the end. If you're a representative of any of these units, you can get them from me after the roundtable. For fourth place, I have Troop 96. Also for the fastest sled is Troop 96. In sixth place was Troop 85. Eighth place was Troop 252. And the best spirit goes to Troop 55. So I have your certificates up here, and you can get those from me afterwards. And the results are all posted right here on the roundtable space on our website, so you can go look at those and see where you placed. The next thing on our list is the fishing tournament results. I personally was doing Klondike stuff, so I wasn't too involved with the fishing tournament, but there was over 120 fish caught out on the lake by about 60 people in about 4 hours, 4.5, 5 hours. And so congratulations to all those people. We also had over 40 different sponsors. So there's a list of our sponsors. If you shop at any of these places or eat at any of these restaurants, be sure to thank them for their support of scouting and donating gift certificates or prizes of different sorts. So we had a great time, and I just talked to a lady the other night at a rush game, and she had participated, and she and her husband and her daughter I think came in second place, and they just had a blast, and they couldn't wait for next year. So it's a great event. If you're not involved with Klondike and you want to be a part of the fishing tournament, they happen on the same day, so feel free to get involved with that next year. Next thing on our list is going to be Yancey. He's going to talk a little bit about hazardous weather training. I'll put the camera back up in here.
And if it's all right, Garrett, I'm going to touch on commissioners too, just real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things the training committee a while back, a few months ago, had come to us and said that they wanted us to try to present at the February Roundtable hazardous weather training or weather hazards training. And Garrett and I visited about it a little bit, and this training is available online at myscouting.org. If you've not been there, you can go to myscouting.org. If you are already a Boy Scout member, you have a membership card that has a number on it. You can set up an account, tie it to that number, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin, that will automatically feed into the system to show that you've taken that training, so you don't need to then bring your training record down to the council office. If you do not already have an account, you can still go ahead and create an account without the number, take the training, and it will be logged, I believe, under your account. You just won't upload to the system, so you would have to print that certificate and take it down to the council office. And once you get your registration number, you can then tie it to that number. You should all have an account anyway, because if you're a registered scouter, you should have had youth protection training, and so that account should be standing for you. One of the reasons we decided not to do the training this evening is because we are going to be talking about the new Cub Scout Roundtable program. The training to do online takes about 40 to 45 minutes, and Garrett and I both felt that although some trainings are better conducted face-to-face, this is really not one of those. That training is done very well on the internet, and it's just easier for you to sit at home in your pajamas with your laptop and do the training than to sit here and listen to me talk for 45 minutes. The weather hazards training, however, is a very important piece of training that you need to have when you fill out a tour plan. Does everybody know what a tour plan is? Kevin can tell you if you know or not, because he sees if your unit is filing one or not when you go to an event. Technically, a tour plan should be filed for any event that you are attending as a unit. If you went to Klondike, you should have filled out a tour plan. Is that the right terminology? Is it still a tour plan?
Tour and activity plan.
Tour and activity plan. If you are going to wherever next week, you should have a tour and activity plan filled out. One of the questions that you are required to answer on the tour and activity plan is, who has outdoor leader training? Who is certified in CPR and first aid? Who has weather hazards training? And one of the people that is going, one of the adults that is going, listed on your tour plan, needs to have that training. Talks about how to handle lightning, hail, thunderstorms, tornadoes, hurricanes, which we don't get a whole lot of up here, but that training is covered as well. So I would urge you and encourage at least someone in your unit to go ahead and go online, get that training done. There's also a lot of other trainings on there. If you ever want to take a group of scouts swimming, there are requirements for that. One of those is called Safe Swim Defense. If you ever want to take a group of scouts canoeing or boating, there are requirements of that, and one of those is called Safety Afloat. So there's a lot of trainings, and go on there, look around, see what's there. There's no reason you can't take every one of those trainings. There's something good in each one of those trainings. Some of the information is duplicated between courses, but go on there, check it out. That brings me to my next point, talking about training. I am the district commissioner. I know most of you, some of you more than others. And every unit should have a commissioner assigned to their unit. Unfortunately, that is not the case. We just simply do not have enough commissioners to service every unit effectively. And so we have trying to be focused more so on units for whatever reason that seem to need greater assistance. High-functioning units are not getting the attention that they should be from commissioners. And so we're focusing our area of concern on that. But one of the things that we are tasked with doing is making sure that all of the adult leaders are properly trained. So If your unit has leaders that are not trained, if you've got leaders that are not youth protection trained, that would be one of those flags that we as commissioners are going to be looking at. We will be having a commissioners meeting at 7 p.m. or as soon after roundtable as possible. And hopefully it's at 7 a.m. because I'd really like to be home by 8 because I'm leaving for Vancouver tomorrow morning about 7. I think I got everything packed. So if you're interested in being a commissioner, if you want to know what a commissioner is or what he or she does, or if you say, gee, I'm the scoutmaster and I've never seen a commissioner, I have no idea what they are, and I think we need one, let us know, and we will make sure that, again, depending on circumstances, we'll at least make sure that someone is contacted. One last time, if you're interested in being a commissioner, please come see me or Garrett, and we can definitely get you started down the right path. It's a very rewarding, challenging position in the Boy Scouts. It's probably harder than being 3 years a Scoutmaster. So you got 2 years, a year and a half left, and then you can be a commissioner, Jamie.
Or you can stay
Or you can say Scoutmaster. Thank you very much.
All right, let me switch back to the view here. All right, so we're going to go kind of through our upcoming events. Next thing on the list is the Lowe's Derby Day, coming up on the 21st at Lowe's from 11 to 1 p.m. Has anybody gone to any of those previous ones at Lowe's?
Well, last year it was not very good.
It was not very good. Okay. Has anybody gone this year to any of them? There's been 3 of them already this year.
What I understand is it's basically a class on how to use a Dremel tool.
Okay.
It's not actually to build the cars.
They're trying to sell you a Dremel tool to make your car.
All right, well, then maybe I won't promote that anymore. So I hadn't been and I hadn't had any experience. It was just something that they asked us to advertise to our units. So I appreciate it.
It's basically a video, I think.
Okay, perfect. Well, duly noted. I will make sure not to promote that anymore.
When I was there, they had a few tables that had blocks where you could practice using a Dremel tool to how to grind and do things safely, but it wasn't about how to build a faster, better time turkey car.
Okay. All right, perfect. Well, thank you for that information. The next thing on our list is Merit Badge Midway, which will be held here at the beautiful South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. And Jennifer Huff is going to come up and talk about that and show you a little thing on the webpage here. The link actually goes to the registration site. So
Fabulous. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jennifer.
I'm Jennifer So Formal. Thank you, first of all, for everybody's patience as the committee has gotten together and put this together really quite quickly. We are continuing to get updates, so I know the first catalog that went on, there has been updates. So if you have not logged on to it in the last 3 days, make sure that you look at that before you sign up for everything, because as we received updates, we tried to get the catalog updated. So thank you for your patience. We've got a great committee going together for it, and really, really excited about the different merit badges that we're offering. Some of them are brand new, some of them are kind of intense ones that I'm really glad that we have some professionals here on this campus that are going to help teach, because I know that's not something I'd be able to teach, but some different really exciting opportunities. So first thing first, registration for the classes. If you haven't already gone on to just register yourself, classes actually start to be registered on Monday at noon. So at this point, you can get on, you can register your unit, kind of get that part out of the way. If you haven't done that already, that's not a problem. You can do that on Monday as well, right when you sign up for the classes. Sometimes the catalog can get a little confusing online. The way Brian explained the website, if, say, for instance, it's a class that's session 1 and 2, it'll kind of combine the time frame, but it won't clearly say that that's 1 and 2. So kind of look for that time frame to make sure if it's a 1 and 2 session. I know Sarah emailed me a question the other day. I'm like, I know it looks a little confusing.
We can pull that up as well. So
Garrett, why don't you be my website assistant?
There's a couple places where you can get access to the registration. So up here at the top, there's an events, and you can click on Merit Badge Midway right there. Or if you're going to the roundtable information, there's a link to the registration from here as well. So You can access it from both places. You click on it and it will bring you to the registration site. Over here on the right-hand side of the screen is the event class catalog, and then the class attending counts. So we'll go to the catalog so you can see that and give an example.
You continue to be my assistant, Garrett. You're doing
So up here on the right,
aviation, for instance. Well, let's see, now that looks, so if you look at aviation, that's an all-day one, but it still just says session 1. But if you look at the time frame, it says 8 to 4. So anyway, some of them can get a little confusing, but the ones that are all day, they look at the time frame for it. And if at any time that you have a question, email me and I will help identify that too. So,
there you go. You want this up here? You want back to registration?
You do what you need to, Garrett.
You're doing great.
This is a new website for the registration. I know change is hard sometimes. I know we've used that other system for quite a while, but this is the council-sanctioned website moving forward, and it's got a lot of really great features along with it. Some of them are still very new, so there's still some playing around. Is there any really tech-savvy scout leaders?
What?
Tech-savvy?
Me?
I wasn't really looking at you, Jamie. You have a dumb phone, I know that.
You should know better than that.
I know. They actually have, once everything is registered, for anybody that has a smartphone and they use a QR code, the system actually pulls up and identifies your whole roster. So you'll scan your adult leader QR code and it'll pull up right on your phone or your device where your scouts are, their schedule, all that. So again, if you're not tech savvy, it's really not going to be a huge advantage for you. But if you are one of those techie, geeky kind of guys or ladies, it's really kind of a cool feature. So again, all of those things are kind of new with this site. The key thing is also class registration closes on the 2nd. Please do not wait until the last minute to do your registrations. We have allotted until the 2nd. But our whole goal as a committee is once all of the classes are assigned, we're going to reach out to the individual troop leaders so they 100% identify and understand what prerequisites their scouts need to accomplish. We have a really tight schedule frame for that. So the earlier the better. So we can get that information out to everybody. Cannot focus enough on the prerequisites. A lot of the people that are focused on the counselors that are going to be here, they want to spend that class time in the actual doing. The programming one, for instance, if we have a senior programming student that is so super excited to be teaching this merit badge. He must be an Eagle Scout. But as soon as he responded to our email, he's been so excited. It's really refreshing to work with. But he's like, I would like them to have a base knowledge of everything that they're coming in. So when they come into that classroom, they can actually program, not worrying about going through all the little details, but actually get that hands-on programming. I know that also came through on the first aid merit badge. So, a lot of these higher level merit badges, again, reading through the book, printing the workbook, make sure that the scouts understand that it's their responsibility to come with a workbook. The counselors will not have the workbooks for them. But reading through the merit badge books, even if they don't have it committed to memory, if they've at least read it when they talk about it in the class, it's not the first time they're getting that information. So we really do want the scouts to be prepared. And if all the scouts that are participating in that class are prepared, that's just going to be a better experience for the whole class. And really get that hands-on, exciting. The sessions are an hour and a half, which will fly by like nothing. So just please make sure that the boys understand, to the best of your ability, encourage them to do that pre-work ahead of time. The event itself is here on Saturday, March 7th. Registration is going to begin at 7 o'clock and finishes at 8 when that first merit badge session starts. Registration is going to be in the EEP building, which we'll be sending out maps. It's like over there, if I know where my building is, right?
Yep.
You work here, right?
Huh?
You work here, right?
I don't get out of Surbeck very often. I know we send catering over there, but anyway, it's going to be in the lobby of EEP, and then that's going to be kind of command central. So for anybody that's counselors, thank you for being counselors. After each session, or obviously when you have the break, probably at lunchtime or at the end of the day, you're going to actually take all of your class records and go in. Brian will be available as well as some helpers, and they're going to update the requirements that have been completed right there at the registration site. Blue cards has come up a couple times. There will not be the physical blue cards. Everything will be electronic blue cards. The key factor is they're still an electronic blue card, but once your scout is completed, they still need to print it and keep it on them. So there no longer will be the handwritten blue cards, but they still need to actually have the blue card. So it's all electronic, which is great because if they only get some of the requirements done here, you'll have electronic copy so you can finish it off at your unit at home. Once it's completely done, then they can print it and keep it. So I am not the professional at answering all the electronic blue card questions, but that is what I've been told of what the beauty of the electronic blue cards is. Everyone does need to be registered, so if you're an adult, make sure you're registered. If you're a counselor, we do want you to be registered as well. There's not a fee for counselors to be registered, but it is a tracking because you guys got to tell me how much food I need to prepare for you. So we need to make sure that we have everybody registered for paper trail purposes.
How does that work then when you, because there's no identification in your counselor? Is there?
Yep, it's right here. Merit badge counselor. So if you are a counselor associated with
That
the
wasn't
unit,
on there a week ago.
it may not have been. Like I said, we're making updates.
3
We're
days
making
ago. Yeah, it
updates.
was 3 days ago.
We are making updates as things come into question. So we had asked for that to be put on there, so it's on there now. So if you've already registered as an adult, and if you're a counselor, we'll want to change that so you don't get charged the $15. So, but yes, if you were with a unit and you're a counselor, you're going to sign up for youth, and if you're a merit badge counselor, then you'll just sign up under that merit badge counselor portion. For the unit leaders themselves too, if you've been on the site, when you go onto that homepage, Garrett, will you be my assistant again? Do you know what I'm doing? I haven't. Jamie's responsible for registering our troops, so I haven't had to do that yet.
Which homepage are you?
I don't know. I don't know if we can get into it. If you have registered, you're going to know that homepage because it's going to show up. It's once you've logged in and it has, like, you've registered this many youth. There is a reporting function. My plan is to put together a packet of information so you can completely understand what you will need to do post-event to track everything. There's reports that tell you the schedule for your scouts, where their progress is, if they've got these, what requirements are checked off. There was a list of like 15 different reports that you could possibly write. Not that all of those reports will pull information that's specific, but it really had a lot of reporting functions. So you will be able to keep up to date on anything that you might possibly even think about needing for that. So, but it is under that main screen after you've registered as a unit leader. Those are the bullet points that I have. Are there any questions that I may or may not be able to answer? Yes.
I think it was mentioned that Weebles are invited to this event. Are Weebles invited, or is it just for the scouts?
I need to is it Weebles that's already crossed over?
Weebles have crossed over.
It's right on, down on the screen.
They need to be registered.
Thank you.
They have to be registered in a Boy Scout troop.
Okay.
I crossed over. So
How soon will you get those registrations done? If we turn them in on Monday?
if we have the registration in our office, then they're good to go.
Okay, good.
Now, if you know that you are crossing over and you need to sign up for the merit badges, I know for like in certain situations, we're going to make sure that we have Cole's information when we register as the unit because we know they'll be crossed over by the time merit badge release happens. So, any other questions?
I just had a comment. I appreciate
Okay.
all your hard work. I did a quick count. There's 51 different merit badges that you're offering, several that have multiple classes. And it looks like you're set up for up to 500 kids for each session. So fantastic.
Thanks. We've had a great committee. And a lot of people that have said yes. The committee can only go so far. It really comes back to the people that say yes to teaching the merit badges. And the one class that we didn't have confirmed was railroading, and I got confirmation out of an email today, so I'm set and excited. So we're good to go. And I really appreciate everybody's patience through this process. We'll definitely be even further ahead next year once we have these places started this year. So, any other questions? My email is always my email somewhere on all of the documents, so you can always reach out to me or Brian. Yes, Rodney.
One thing you have to remember, all classes have a minimum size class of 5. So if you have 3 stick-outs registered for a class, more than likely that class will not take place.
Right. And that's why we've asked for the registrations to be done by March 2nd. So when we come across that and that there's not enough participation in class, then we can reach out to those units and say, hey, do we have to cancel this one due to lack of participation? What's your second guess? So if your boys are not already set up with a plan B, they might want to think of a plan B as well. Just to be prepared. Thanks, Rodney. Any other questions, comments?
Perfect, thank you
Thanks,
so
Jared.
much. All right.
Since I am teaching the cooking merit badge that morning, and part of it, is, of course, is preparing and planning a nice, well-balanced menu, we are having whole grain penne pasta, because it's not just about grains, it's about whole grains. Marinara sauce, choice of diced chicken or meatballs, green beans, a small salad bar, milk, whole fruit, and cookies, because I figured people would shoot me if I didn't put a stick on it, even though it's not part of my plate.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for that. Any other questions on Merit Badge Midway? All right, perfect. We'll keep moving right along. Stay on schedule. Next thing on the agenda is Family Night at the Rapid City Rush. We do have a slight change to that event from the last roundtable. The Rush came to us and asked us if we would be willing to kind of change the way we do it. In the past, we've offered you just discounted tickets for your family and friends and whoever, grandma, grandpa, whoever you want to come. We actually have a money opportunity for you all. So I'll pull up the flyer here. What is going to happen is on the same date, same time and everything, for every ticket that you sell, your unit will get $2 back. So they came to us with an opportunity to put money back in your pocket, and we thought that was a good idea. So you can sell it to community organizations, you can sell it to anybody you want, just like the last time. It is also a discounted price, and there are better seats. So at the last Rush event, they were kind of on the sides, in the back there. Now they will be in the bowl area. So they'll be in, I forget what the G, H, L, or M. So those are kind of on the sides, but down in the bowl area. So there'll be much better seats. They are discounted from what they normally would be if you tried to buy a seat in that area, and your unit can get money back from it. I had one guy ask me if he was part of the Lions Club or some organization, and they were thinking about doing some sort of event here in Rapid, and he asked if he could buy tickets for everybody in that organization. I said, absolutely, and then they can donate that money back to the Scouts. So it's a great opportunity for you to make some money, $2 for every ticket. It's a pretty good deal. So the way it will work is you'll actually purchase tickets using our online registration system, and then we actually purchase the tickets from the Rush. That way we're not buying 1,000 tickets up front and we get stuck with how many ever because they weren't sold. So you purchase the tickets from us, and then we purchase them from the Rush, and then we'll get them to you before the event, or you can pick them up there at the event. So any questions on that? It is a specialty jersey night. It's right before St. Patrick's Day. They do a special St. Patrick's Day jersey. And so Rick is a season ticket holder, and I'm a season ticket holder. So it's a fun event. They have some fun jerseys and that sort of thing. So it's going to be a good time. Any questions on that event?
It's only $1,000 a shirt.
Yeah.
If you want one.
Yeah, they are the jerseys. They are on auction after the event to support the Rush Foundation. They do get a little bit expensive, but that's all right. So no questions. We'll move right along. Next event coming up after Rush Night is the Council of Pinewood Derby. We mentioned it a couple times, and we've also put out the guide for that, the leader's guide. That is online. You can go to the roundtable page. Click on it, it'll take you to the registration, and then it also has the guide attached there as well. It will be at Liberty Superstores, the Jeep Chrysler dealership on Omaha, and where Campbell ties in right there on the corner. Any questions or any concerns about Council Pinewood Derby? Yes, ma'am.
Parking. What arrangements are they going to be making?
I have not worked that out yet. I'll have to let everybody know that I'll go out before the event. We'll have another roundtable before then as well. So I will work on that. That's a great question that I didn't necessarily think of, but I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Is there going to be vendors there for lunch, or are we going to leave and come back? How's that working?
As of right now, I believe it's provide your own lunch. But if that changes, I will also let you know. And we might be able to work something out to have somebody there to provide hot dogs or hamburgers or some sort of meal at a nominal fee. So
Who do we email our winners to?
that will be to Brian. Yep, Brian Combs. Any other questions on the Derby? All right, perfect. We'll keep going right along. Next event on the calendar is our leadership breakfast. We'll be at the Best Western Dakota on April 1st at 6:45 a.m. If you're interested in hosting a table or being a part of that or a sponsor in any way, please let us know. We're also looking for some youth volunteers to help out doing flag ceremony and helping serve some people and do some different things there at the event. I know it's a school day. If you have any kids who are homeschooled that could maybe work that into their schedule, we are looking for a number of volunteers, youth volunteers for that event. If you have any questions or want to be a sponsor or anything, please contact our Scout Executive, Tim Bouchard. His email is timothy.bouchard@scouting.org, or you can get a hold of me and I'll put you in that direction as well. Next thing on the list that Sweet Pea is going to talk about is our upcoming training weekend at Medicine Mountain, which will be held April 10th through the 12th. And I will let him take over here and tell you a little bit about that. I'm going to put you on camera here.
Yay. I didn't comb my hair today.
What was that?
I didn't comb my hair.
I didn't either. So.
Few changes on training this year is Baloo was done at University Scouting, so there won't be any Baloo training there for Cub Scouters. Kind of helps us focus more on just doing outdoor leader training. I have 50% of the staff set and ready to go. So if anybody has been through training, would like to be on staff and try something, I'm planning on, I think it's March 14th, whatever that weekend is, somewhere in March, trying to have a meeting of anybody willing to be on staff to plan it, figure out what classes they would like to be on. Registration, I don't know if it's not up yet.
Registration's not up yet. We will be working on that tomorrow, actually.
Right. Yeah, it
will be up in the near future, in the next week or so.
That will be a busy weekend at Medicine Mountain because there's wilderness first aid, the class, that 16-hour one will be going on that weekend. I don't know if Kevin's still got any more on the outdoor trainer course, should be that weekend. And there'll also be the boys there doing NYLT staff preparation. So we will have limited buildings, so it will be a true outdoor training course that weekend. Right. As much as possible outside. So if anybody is wanting to take the training, it will happen. I have enough people to put it on. We just may have to work extra hard. We don't get enough staff. And I have confirmation that the Black Hills Dutchers will be there for Saturday lunch. That's the bonus of the weekend, is more food. So, any more questions about being on staff, ask me, or wait for a flyer. Hopefully next week we'll have a flyer out about everything to get it going. But like I said, that's the biggest thing is it'll be Boy Scout based. Won't have the Cub Scout leaders there for Baloo to distract, and should make the classes a little smaller and a little more hands-on with the Boy Scout people. Okay, thank you.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Hey Kevin, is the Wilderness First Aid sign up online?
All right, and the last thing on the upcoming events list is the Spring Camporee, happening May 1st through 3rd at Devil's Tower. The theme is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. We don't have a price set for that. Along with the training weekend, that registration and pricing and flyer and all that stuff will be going up on the website here in the next couple weeks, so keep your eye open for that. The next thing on the list is the Order of the Arrow. OA elections typically happen this time of year. If your unit would like to do elections, or if you want somebody to come and present on what the OA is and just give your youth an idea of what the OA does and what they stand for, please contact Brian. He is organizing those elections and meetings with your unit, so let him know and he'll get that scheduled for you. Next thing on our list is the Scout Shop. We have kind of a change in policy that took place at the beginning of the year. We are no longer holding items in our back room for more than 2 weeks. So if you have something that you put on hold, it will be there from 2 weeks, and then it will go back into our inventory in the Scout Shop. We had a number of items that people asked for, and we had them on hold for people, and it was 6 or 8 months later before they ever came and actually purchased them. So that is our new policy, that they will be on hold for 2 weeks, and then they'll go back in the Scout Shop. So we're trying to service you better and provide more products for you. And if we have things in the back room, then we can't necessarily do that. So moving forward, that will be our policy in the Scout Shop. Our next thing on the list is our Friends of Scouting. If you have not signed up, the sign-up sheet is actually on our PC back up here. There we go. There we go. All right, so the sign-up, there's actually a link to go to the sign-up. A number of people have already done that. If you're interested in being a presenter for that, let me know as well. We're still looking for people to do that. I got to be with Dave Halverson, as he did a great job in Deadwood, and then Yancey did a good job with PAC 28 the other night as well. So thank you to you gentlemen for doing that. I just wanted to give everyone an idea of what our incentives are this year. So everyone that does a Friends of Scout, every unit has a Friends of Scouting goal for your unit, and that is determined by the cost of what it takes to put on the scouting program for each scout for 1 year, and that cost is $160. And that is multiplied by the number of youth that you have on your roster. So when you schedule your Friends of Scouting presentation, your presenter will show up. You guys will confirm your roster, mark off anybody who's no longer active or no longer participates, and add people and collect applications for anyone new that may not be on your roster already. The people who are on your roster, they will count towards your number, even if they're not active anymore, along with the people that you add onto your roster. So that's how you determine your goal. So if you have 10 kids in your unit times $160, your unit goal would be $1,600 for your unit to raise an FOS. So here's the list of our unit incentives. If your unit meets its goal, say it's $1,600 for your 10 youth, and it is paid in full by May 31st of this year, then you have the opportunity to choose from one of three incentives. And paid in full, I'll explain that in a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have to be cash or a check. If you have a credit card on your pledge card, we will consider that paid in full. That way, even if you're paying it for over the course of the year, if you have a credit card on file, we will consider that paid in full. So the unit incentives are free cloth rank advancements for all the Cub Scout ranks, all the Boy Scout ranks, excluding the Eagle rank, and all of the venturing awards, excluding the Summit Award, because we don't have that in stock yet, and so we don't know what the pricing on that is. So the Summit Award is a new venturing award. So that is one of the options. The other option is $25 off per scout at our Black Hills Medicine Mountain summer camp or resident camp for Webelos and Cub Scouts. The cost of Webelos and Cub resident camp is $100, so you would receive $25 off of that. Or if you bring your unit to our Boy Scout resident camp, you would receive $25 off of that. And the way that's going to work, after you come to camp, your unit will receive a check back from the council for the number of youth that you brought to camp, and then you can distribute that back to your people or put it in your scout shop fund or however you want to do it. But after summer camp is over, then you'll receive a check back for the number of people you brought. And the third incentive is free Boys Life magazine for your whole unit, for your entire unit, and that will take effect when you do your recharter for the year of 2016. So a reminder that this year, when you do recharter, it has to be in by December 31st or your unit will drop. There's no grace period anymore. In the past, there's been a 3-month grace period, or 60-day grace period, I guess. And so that is no longer the case. December 31st is the hard deadline, and then that's when you would receive Free Boys Life for the coming year. We also do have individual recognition that you can receive, or anybody who donates to the Friends of Scouting campaign can receive. Individuals who donate $50 will get a lapel pin. If you donate $160, you'll get a special custom council strip patch. At $320 or higher, you'll get a Mylar border council strip patch. And if you donate at $750 or above, then you'll get a gold Mylar border patch. So, any questions on Friends of Scouting? Okay. Get a hold of me. Let me know when your presentations are so I can get somebody there. It won't be me doing the presentation. It'll be a volunteer, so please let me know so I can get those scheduled and get people aware of that. The next thing on the list here is this little sheet about recording service hours. So we just reviewed our council JTE score, and we were less than 0.18 hours per scout in service hours from being a gold JTE council. And that's largely due to people not recording their service hours. And that is due to people not knowing how to in a lot of cases. So anytime that you do any kind of service hours, whether it be the food drive, Eagle Scout projects count, helping with your chartering organization, anytime you do service hours, you should record them. It's fairly easy to do. I'm not going to read the directions to you, but that link is there for you to go onto and record your service hours. And so that helps your individual JTE score, and it helps our JTE score as a council. And so it's a good thing to record those hours and make sure they're posted online. So that's on there for you. It walks you right through it, so you know how to do that in the future. So, any questions on that?
Does it show all your service hours so that we know if something's been recorded or not been recorded?
Yes, I believe it does.
Okay.
You might have to flip through 3 or 4 pages and add up the totals. You don't know how many hours.
The other thing about service hours, you can't record any hours that you completed last year, because it was a deadline of the end of December.
Yep.
So everything that you record is from January through December. So don't wait until December to enter all the hours. You may lose some or forget some.
It's probably a good practice to have somebody, an assigned leader, who maybe does that on a quarterly basis or even a monthly basis, where they go in. If you're doing service projects, just put it in right after you do the service project. That way you don't forget about it and you have an accurate record.
Garrett, if I can also throw out,
Yeah.
It's my understanding that service hours are not just going out and picking up trash. If you do a flag ceremony in conjunction with your chartered organization, you can record that as service hours. Some other examples, Rodney, of
Charter organizations, you help them with the fundraiser.
Right, yep.
You help with anything in the community. Doesn't mean to have to be Rapid City. It could be if you went to Fort Robinson and helped with tree planting, conservation service hours. Any of those things that you do.
Eagle projects are recorded by the council when the service project is completed or when the Eagle is awarded. You don't have the opportunity to enter Eagle projects in Journey to Excellence unless we never used to. You do now?
You do, yes.
Okay.
You do, yes.
Okay.
Does Scout Sunday count? Do you go for your charter organization and help with Scout Sunday?
I would assume that would count. My point is that there are things other than just planting trees and picking up trash that count as service hours. Things like flag ceremonies, those kind of things you can count towards your service hours. Yep.
All right, any other questions on that? Yes, ma'am.
Is it just the boys that get counted for that?
No.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Leaders and
Friends.
And visitors. Friends, Scout.
Yep. Anybody who's there, if you're working as a group or if you're working on, if a kid goes out and does something on his own, tell them to write down their hours so you can report.
And I believe it does ask for adult leaders, other adult scouts.
All right, any other questions on that? Perfect. Trying to close up here. We're going to still do the new Cub Scout program overview, but the last thing on the agenda here is our district news. We do have upcoming district committee meetings on March 5th, April 2nd, and May 7th. Those are district committee meetings. If you're a part of that group, if you'd like to be a part of that group, let me know, and I would love to have you on the district committee. And then our upcoming district roundtables will be on March 12th, April 9th, and May 14th for the next 3 months. Some notes on those. Our roundtable boxes, I do have them here this evening. This will be the last time that I bring them to a roundtable. One, because I'm not going to have roundtable information provided for you. It will all be online on the website. You can print the flyers, print the agenda, and have that on your own. So any receipts or anything that typically go in your roundtable box will just be kept at the office. And when you have somebody from your unit come to the office, make sure to have them pick that up and bring it back to your unit. And the other thing is the agenda for the roundtables will be posted one day before the roundtable. So the next roundtable is on March 12th, so the morning of March 11th is when you can find the agenda ready to go. May not necessarily mean that all the flyers and everything will be up there already, but the agenda for the evening will be posted, so you can have that printed and ready to come. Like I said, I won't print it and have it here available for you. So if you want the agenda to write on or take notes or whatever, you'll have to provide that on your own. So that's the last thing I have for the roundtable. We are going to do the Cub Scout new program, kind of an overview. If you don't want to stay for that, I'm not going to hold you here. I know we have a lot of Boy Scouts leaders in here, so if you're not interested in learning about the new Cub Scout program, you don't have to necessarily stay. It is going to be a lot of fun. There is the new Cub Scout program link on the roundtable page, so if you want to go on there and look at it, I kind of condensed it down into a shortened PowerPoint.
Before you get into that,
yes.
Are we still having the planning, the Black Hills Area Council planning meeting on the 28th
For
planning the events for the next year?
I do not know about that. I will have to find out.
On the calendar.
I apologize. I don't know exactly what that is necessarily, but I will get back to you on that, and we'll send an email about that.
Okay, so Drew ran it last year.
Okay. I'll have to let you know. I didn't realize that was even on the calendar. So I'll make this go to full screen.
Jeff is no longer a program though. Okay. Jamie.
All right.
I know, but you were late.
Let a couple people sign out here.
Over there.
All right, so as many of you are probably aware by now, there is a new Cub Scouting program coming out. A lot of the materials are being released now. We will be doing supplemental roundtable trainings at a few of the following roundtables. They did have a specific one for February. I decided that it would be better to do an overview, just so that everyone kind of is on the same page and we're all starting at the same place. And then as we move forward, then we can do those supplemental roundtable trainings. They're fairly short, and so we'll probably condense a couple of them together as we move forward in the coming months. That's something Elaine and I kind of talked about yesterday. So the new Cub Scout program, they put together a task force of about 30 people, I think. I don't know the exact number, from all over the country, from all kinds of different backgrounds, and people who've been involved in scouting recently and people who were involved in Cub Scouting a long time ago. And they came up with this new Cub Scouting program, and they decided that the old Cub Scout program needed some updates and it needed some changes, and there was a lot of things that we could improve upon. And so they looked at the program and tried to find out what was going to provide a new program that was matching what our kids today need in Cub Scouts and what they want. They are going to incorporate a lot of fun things, but kind of reevaluate how to do the Cub Scouting program to make it more effective and what the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts are trying to do. Some of the new things that they have changed is a new gen-based advancement model. I know I've heard it from a lot of Cub Scout leaders, especially new leaders that in new units that I've started, that things are complex and things are hard to find and resources are really hard to find, and there's 40,000 different places where you can find things. And so that's one of the things that'll be changing is there'll be a lot less complexity, a lot more simple, straightforward model that is easy to understand, easy to use. We're not getting rid of the fun. The fun is still why we're here. We're building character and integrity, but we're also having fun doing it, and that's a major part of what they wanted to do was keep the fun things that happen in Cub Scouting and a more purposeful alignment with the mission and aims, just to give you an idea of what that is. Starting in June, we will all be using one oath and law. In the past, the Cub Scout program has had a separate oath and law. We will all be moving to the Boy Scout oath and law that we all said this evening. And so it's not in an attempt to just change things for the sake of change, but to make it uniform across the board. So when we have a young person that enters scouting as a Tiger, then they will start learning, and they may not understand all the values in the Scout Law or in the Scout Oath. But it's not a bad time to start teaching them some of those things. And as they progress and get older and mature into Boy Scouts, then they have a fuller understanding of what the Scout Oath and Law mean. So moving right along, one of the new things will be the advancement model, and that's one of the things we'll cover more in depth in one of our future roundtables. But they will be called adventures, and to earn each rank. Doesn't matter what rank you are, whether you're a Tiger, Wolf, Bear, Weeblo, you'll have to complete 7 adventures. And one of those is a duty to God adventure. And so it takes about 3 to 4 den meetings to complete, to earn each adventure. And so when you have to earn 7 of them, 3 den meetings times 7 adventures is about 21 den meetings. So that creates a fuller experience throughout the entire year for the Cub Scout program. As you'll see here on this kind of chart, there are defined adventures and electives. As you are a younger scout in the Tiger and Wolf area and the Bear range, you have more defined adventures, and then you will get to pick an elective. As you move into Weeblos and doing the Arrow of Light, you get to pick what you want to do. And there's I don't know exactly how many electives there are, but there is a huge number of electives that you can choose from. So even as a young scout, you still get a little bit of option, but then as you progress, then you get more option. There will be less defined adventures, and you'll get to choose more as you work through. In the Tiger, Wolf, and Bear ranks, the recognition will still be belt loops. The belt loops will be redesigned. They'll be completely new belt loops. And then in Weeblos and working on your Arrow of Light, there'll be pins.
Is that 7 plus 7 then?
No, it's all together.
Yeah, so 7 adventures for each rank.
No, Weeblos, you gotta get 7 to get your Weeblo, and you gotta get another 7 to get Arrow Light?
Yes.
Yep.
And we'll touch on Weeblos and Arrow of Light here in a second as well. So, one of the things that's changing is the Tiger Cub will no longer be called the Tiger Cub. They'll just be called a Tiger. They did a little study with kids, and kids thought it was kind of silly and made them feel a little immature, calling them a Tiger Cub. So they will be moving to be called Tigers.
Unless you've been in a Tiger den, they are immature.
Well, I agree. I agree. But so that'll be a slight change.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been to twice there.
All right, so going on to the Webelos and Arrow of Light. So typically in our current program, before you can start working on your Arrow of Light, you have to earn your Webelos, and that's difficult for a youth that comes into the program as a second-year Webelo, and now they have to kind of do double duty to earn their Arrow of Light. They have to do all the requirements for Webelos and all the requirements for Arrow of Light in 1 year. So that will be changing. So they do not have to earn their Webelos rank before they start working on their Arrow of Light. Bobcat is still required, so that's the first thing. Regardless of when a youth joins the program, the first thing that they're going to do is earn the Bobcat Award. Doesn't matter if they're 7 or 10, doesn't matter where they come into the program, they're still going to work on the Bobcat Award and then go straight into whatever their age-appropriate rank is. The sports and academic program is going away. That doesn't mean all the fun activities and sports and that sort of thing are going away. Those have been incorporated into the den-based model to incorporate a lot of those activities and games and that sort of thing. It won't be a separate program anymore. It will be incorporated into the program as a whole. As you see, these are on the right. These will be what the new belt loops look like. I remember when I was young, I had no idea what these beads and different things meant, and so they're doing away with that and moving towards a recognition model that kids can kind of hold on to and know what they actually earned. And when you ask them what they did, they can look at the belt loop and know, oh, this is my soccer belt loop, this is what we did, instead of having beads that, I don't know what I did during this bead. So that's what they're moving towards. Program materials. So there is a new gentleman that will be accompanying our scouts along their journey. His name is Ethan, and he is kind of their companion that goes along through the book. Has pictures in there and that sort of thing, and kind of guides them along their way, just as another figure or face that they can identify scouting with as they go through the program. This is a look at what the new handbooks will look like. We'll talk a little bit more about here in a minute, but those will be available in our scout shop May 1st, is what they tell us. That's the word on the street. So
That's what I'm told.
if you, we'll hold Kevin to that. That's what Nashville says. Yeah, that's what Nashville says. So that's a look at what the new books will look like. Give you an idea of what it looks like. You'll notice in one of the pictures, these scouts are not necessarily in full uniform. They don't have the Boy Scout pants on. They're trying to make it more realistic and more applicable to everyone across the country. I know many people in our council do not require the Boy Scout pants. I don't recommend it when I do. I know it hurts our scout shop sales, and Tim would probably slap me for not trying to sell pants.
He's going to watch this later.
Yeah, he's going to watch it later, and that's all right. But, a lot of people wear blue jeans, and so the pictures and the things in the book represent that all throughout the book. So that's kind of an idea of what the Den Leader Guide. And one thing, I actually have a copy of this. If you'd like to come into my office, I would be glad to share it with you or loan it to you for a couple of days so you can see what the new Den Leader Guides look like. Everything is all inclusive together. So I know now there's 42 different websites you can go to get Den Leader materials and program materials and pack meeting materials. All that is in one now. It's all, the Den Leader will have a resource guide that has everything in it in one place, and there will be a pack meeting guide that is the same way for your Cub Master. Everything's in one place. So it's not running around trying to figure out where everything is and going this way and that way and every way, trying to figure out where to find stuff.
Can you still buy the book?
What was that?
Can you still buy the book? Buy it in that book, not online?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be in book form, yeah. And so along with the Cub Scout books, it'll be potentially available May 1st, is what they tell us.
I don't know him.
Is that like the new Scout Leader Handbook, Kevin?
Yes, but we're still waiting to find out.
For 3 years?
So this kind of gives an outline of what is in the book, gathering, opening, talk time, activities, gives an explanation and step-by-step instructions. So it's all there, closing, and then what needs to happen after the meeting as well. So everything's in one book for your den leaders and cub masters. And so it eliminates the confusion and the complexity of the whole thing. Just went through that. So the program transition, we're talking about this now because it's coming up quick. The current program will be active until May 31st of this year, and the new program will take effect on June 1st. So I know that's not a lot of time. I know a lot of people don't do activities over the summer, and if you do, it's a good time to kind of ease into things before you kind of get things ramped back up in the fall once school starts. So that's why they chose to do it kind of at the end of this school year, working into the next school year. Like I said, May 1st is when the leader guides and handbooks should be in our scout shop, hopefully. Hopefully that is correct on that. And this just kind of gives an overlook of what is changing, what's not changing. I won't read it to you. We already went through everything in here. So it's a pretty comprehensive. This is actually on the national website. If you go to, it's actually on our council website as well. It's a much more comprehensive PowerPoint. I cut a bunch of it out that I didn't need to talk about, and it would take too much time to go over anyway. But if you go to scouting.org/program updates, you can find everything we went over. All the leader guides, you can look at examples and that sort of thing. You can also look at the supplemental roundtable information. It's available for you all to look at. That will be going over the next couple months. So any questions on the new Cub program, you can go to this website, you can look. I'm not an expert on it. I've been to a couple classes on it, but I'm by no means an expert yet. And I'm learning just along with you all about this new program. So, question, sir?
You know, if if getting rid of the beads and the things, are they going to go retro? Can we replace them with the other ones?
I don't know about that.
So a kid that has 6 beads and knows what they are, now can't get any more? What do you do with old ones, you know?
So belt loops and the current pins and all the current materials, we will be able to stock in our scout shop for purchase until the beginning of next year. So you can buy those through the end of the year, through 2015.
Yeah.
So those will still be, and that'll be on a limited basis, based on what they're not going to make any more of them after June 1st. So whatever is left at the end of the year, that's what we'll be able to order it through our national supply group. And if it's not available, then it's gone for good. Okay. So they're phasing it out over the course of this year. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Kind of for Kevin here. So if these books arrive on May 1st, have you ordered enough to meet the demand? Or do the packs need to let you know approximately how many you're going to need? Because I can see our parents rushing down there May 2nd.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Maybe we'll create, by the next roundtable, I'll have an order form that can go to you, and we'll set a hard deadline of, maybe, I don't know how long it'll take, but that's a great question, and we'll put something together that we can give to your units and say how many den leader guides you need, how many Cub Master guides you need, how many of each rank book that you need, so we can have an accurate number of what you're going to need. That's a great point. Thank you for bringing
I know
that.
we're a small council, that could easily be hundreds of books, just for us, let alone thousands everywhere else.
Right.
We give out books in June across the Atlantic, right?
So, we'll create an order form or something that you can put on there that you need so many books, and then that way we're sure to have those when we first get them in stock. So, great idea. Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments?